All right, so hopefully, good evening, everybody. Let's make sure we got recording here. Yeah, we're good. So, hope everybody's doing well this evening. I want to thank you for joining us here on the Podcasters live stream. It's the second week of our continuous Wednesday night live streams, providing some content for podcasters and marketers out there on a variety of subjects. Last week, we talked about using Instagram. This week, we'll be talking about different ways to market. We've got a couple great speakers lined up over the next couple of weeks as well. I think you really will enjoy. These things are designed to help you guys that are out there that are either new podcasters, people looking to get into podcasting, and then also seasoned podcasters looking to take their podcast to the next level. So tonight's episode is really designed to give those that are newer podcasters some different ways to market. Now, we're not going to be talking about like using simple hashtags. We're going to talk about some of the creative ways that we're using multiple platforms for free to get our word out and what we're doing on getting our podcast episodes up, to get in front of the audience out there for everybody. So I encourage you to ask questions as we go through this. And we'll get rock and roll and go from there. So, but anyway, tonight is, I got a big shout out to Podcast Business Journal. Ed over there reached out after last week's call and said, hey, love to promote the webinars you guys are doing every Wednesday night. So I got to give a big shout out to Ed over there. Love for it. If you guys go to podcastbusinessjournal.com and subscribe to it, it's free to do. You get all sorts of great notices. Some of my friends like Tom Singer and others have regular columns in there, but great stuff when it comes to the podcasting community. So big shout out to Ed, as I said, Podcast Business Journal, and I want to thank him for helping to promote these webinars. But anyway, we all are on a journey, I guess you could say. The thing I coming from the real estate side of things, I've always asked people, hey, how long are you going to be in real estate? How long are you going to be a real estate investor for? 5, 10, 20, 30 years. Well, I want to ask you guys the same question. How long will you be a podcaster? Well, hopefully you'll be in podcasting or marketing or media for a while. A lot of people have been in the last year. Some people have been around for 5 years. People looking to be around for at least 5 years. Same thing. Some people want to be around 10 years. I've got some people probably on the call tonight that have been around for quite a while. And you think about it, what's it going to look like in 20 or even 30 years from now? And marketing has completely changed than it did back in, if you think about it, 30 years from now. That's 1989. I was 12 years old. I mean, even the internet wasn't around. What's going to happen in the next 30 years? And the thing I look at doing as far as marketing, especially we get into what we'll be talking about tonight, I'm a big believer that each place that I plant something or I post something to or I share something to, or like this video, it's me planting a tree. And I don't know if you saw this article a while back. There's this guy outside of India, and he started planting a single tree in 1978 on this sandbar. Now, the sandbar was desolate. Sandbar had nothing, no life, no fresh water. So he started coming along and planting a seedling every day. And 30 years goes by. It's now a rainforest. It's got so many different species, fresh water there. It's completely changed the environment there on that sandbar because he put a little bit of work. He planted each tree. And as the saying goes, when's the best time to plant a tree? Well, 30 years ago and then today. So if you're struggling with marketing, you're a podcaster, a marketer, YouTuber, and you're looking to get things rock and rolling, I want you to think about something that each thing you do is going to grow. You're going to step one step forward. You're not going to have overnight instantaneous success. You do one podcast up and suddenly get 1 million downloads. It doesn't work that way. That's the same thing in real estate. It's the same thing in any type of marketing. You've got to put the work in and to start seeing activity. You got to keep doing it and stick with it. You got to be patient. Well, tonight's topic and everything we're going through this evening isn't going to cost you anything. Well, I take that back. There's a couple things that will cost you a little bit, but nothing that isn't going to add exponential value to what you're doing. And I'm not going to be pitching anything. This is not a pitch fest. This is just talking about some of the websites that we're using that I learned from other valuable podcasters that have really helped me out. It's also give you guys a little bit of insight into what we're doing to cross-pollinate. I've spoken on marketing all across the country at different real estate conferences, asset protection conferences, even at PodFest recently over the last couple of years. And I'm excited to share this with you, kind of what we're doing with our very niche podcast of a small listening audience to really drive business to the next level. Now, I want you to think about you and Starbucks for a second. Not what you're drinking. Maybe some of you are drinking Starbucks, but Starbucks is a freaking huge firm. Can we agree to that? Big company. It's in 76 countries. 28,000 plus stores, and 8,000, just 8,000 of those are domestic to the United States. So 20,000 across the rest of the world. 300,000 employees, 107 are locally here. 13.3 plus million loyalty reward program holders. And then also they generate, the numbers I pulled at fiscal year 2017, they generated 22.4 billion in revenue. And what they have roughly 8 people in their social media office in the United States. Okay, think about that. They're using the same tools that we all have available at our fingertips to use, but many people aren't using it. Many people want to cop out for a variety of things. Oh, I don't need that. I'm too old. You know, maybe some of you that have said that on there. Oh, I don't need that. Or I just want to be a straight podcaster. I want to do anything. I don't want to share it other because that's not podcasting. And I kind of crack up because I saw on some podcast forums, somebody asked about using video. And the guy's like, oh, I don't post a YouTube video. I post in all the major search engines. And I wanted to come back. I actually did once. Well, YouTube is the #2 search engine. You'd be kind of silly not to post there. But that's just one little thing in what we call the marketing octagon. And us as podcasters, what I love about podcasting, what I love about this kind of niche of marketing is that we're all fighting to really grow our audience. And it's one of the true last facets of free speech out in the United States, having a podcast. You don't have, you can cuss on it all you want. You can say what you want. It's really the last facet of free speech that's available to people out there. It allows you to get your message out. A lot of us are fighting to help monetize or make our time more valuable, but either through sponsorships or other types of monetization. We're all using our platforms to become a trusted source of something. Like I'm a trusted source in the note industry, in the real estate industry. A lot of people are doing it for other facets, in the self-help, in the the media side, or comedy, or whatever. There's so many great niches out there, business. Hopefully, we're all making an impact into our tribe. Now, our tribe could be a smaller audience or it could be a bigger one. But the thing is, it all starts by just providing stuff. Obviously, hopefully, many of us are wanting to leverage this, to making money. We all want to make more money so we can work less and either work on our passion projects or work on something we enjoy. And so the thing you got to keep in mind, I like to compare it to Rocky. When we start off, we're often like, what am I doing? We're in the, what do I got to do to get a fight? What do I got to do to get in the business? I'm punching. I can't afford a punching bag. I'm going to go in and punch some raw meat. Okay. And you think about that at the very, in Rocky 1, he's very rough, trying to figure things out, kind of a great movie. And I think we all agree to that. To the point you go fast forward a few months, was it 2 or 3? He finally became champion. Okay. Became champion. He became this polished, fit guy, driving a nice car, living in a nice house. Number 3 was Clubber Lang, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Clubber Lang. Number 4 was Drago, and number 5 was Tommy Morrison. So, but you got to think about, we all start off kind of like shuffling through, how the hell do we do this? What do we got to do with audio? What do we do to post this stuff? And I often felt that way about podcasts to begin with. Now, I had some friends who said, well, Scott, you really have a video blog, a video podcast, because I've been doing webinars like this for going on 9 years now. Doing mostly webinars or a lot of YouTube videos, not really a true podcast. So I changed what I was doing, tweaking it, and added that to my media outlet. Now, many people that are listening that have podcasts are just doing straight audio. They don't want to do video for a reason. And this isn't just about audio or video. It's about ways to promote and grow your audience, and we'll get to that. So how do you win your belt, as we like to say out there? How do you win your marketing belt? Well, I love the marketing like that, because the idea is that not every one of your listeners, not every one of our audience, not every one of our tribe is in one specific spot. I wish they were all on iTunes and you just post to iTunes and be good. That's not the case. A lot of people are listening in a variety of ways, interacting in different ways. So the thing is, I like to say, is going back to Starbucks, you still have the exact same tools that these huge companies are doing to contact their 13 million rewards clients, okay? You often have the same why. You want to reach out. You want them to take in. Is it drinking coffee? Cheers. You want them to drink in your content, okay? But I'll tell you this, you are smarter because of the fact that you're agile, mobile, in some cases hostile, but you kind of probably have a better pulse on your listeners and who you're reaching out to than some of these bigger firms, because you know them. They're people flock to be similar to you, okay? So I'm a big proponent of using free tools or very cheap tools to take one piece of content, one thing, and share it across multiple platforms. And choosing not to use these simple things and sharing is he really ignorant and really choosing to find failure than using a little bit of time, a little bit of energy to learn a new platform so that you can now add people to a different level, or go out and contact your tribe or expand your tribe across the lane. And it's all about creating conversations. That's what a podcast, it's what a video blog, it's all about creating conversations. And I want you to think about that, is not everybody's always listening or, on the same phone at the same time. Okay. Not everybody's watching ABC TV. Not everybody's watching NBC TV. Okay. Not everybody's watching Fox News or CNN. There's different channels out there for people to listen to. It's the same thing when it comes to marketing. And it's all about expanding your web to hit people wherever they're at. Okay. That's the idea of the marketing young. That's not saying, I'm going to have to replicate and recreate new things. No. I'm a big advocate that if you have one piece of content, you can reuse it very simply across other areas. Now, some people have seen me do this before, probably via our Night in Americas or some of our real estate stuff. I've tweaked this. This is a different presentation for podcasters, because podcasting is a different medium, it's a different audience. So you're going to take a lot of notes. Guys, I'm willing to share my slides with all of you, and I've also got some other things I'm willing to share with you as well when we wrap up. So if you like the slides, great, awesome. I've got some great stuff for you. Don't worry about trying to track down all the notes. I'll gladly send out a link to my slides and I'll replay the video to you later on. So, okay. So one thing you want to keep in mind is, where are people going to? And what I did is I went online via ahrefs.com and pulled the top 100 websites visited in 2019. Let's make a question here. You're welcome, Nita. Okay. So, and if you look at the top 100 websites, obviously what's kind of funny is there's different websites had different opinions on things. Well, this is as of 2019 on this one website. There's other sites that differ, and I'll share that with you. But they say that YouTube was number one most visited site domestically. This is just U.S. Okay. YouTube was the number one visited website. Facebook was number 3. Twitter was number 4. Amazon was number 5. Reddit was number 7. I've taken out some of the adult channels or some of the other stuff that were not had anything to do with marketing. Okay. Pinterest is number 8. Craigslist was number 11. Instagram was 13. Google was actually number 14. Actually dropped down quite a bit. Now that's number 1 across the world, but domestically, it's number 14. Apple, 16. LinkedIn, 17. Google Play, 19. Twitch.tv, which is a gaming website for those that don't know, number 83. There's a big gap between 19 and 83, which included a lot of banking websites, a lot of news, Wikipedia, things like that. So what I did is I pulled up, and then, of course, 87 is Spotify. Now, Spotify is really the first only true podcasting website in the top 100, okay? Apple.com, that's their, they're going to see iTunes or music. It's changing up since they've decided to change the categories up and doing more stuff for dedicated podcasters. But if you think about this, all these other websites in the top 100, if you choose not to use these other websites, if you choose not to market across different places, you're really limiting where you're going. So many people have come to me in the last year, seeing what we've done with our podcast. I said, Scott, how do I get more listens? How do I get my numbers up? And the thing is, post everywhere. Post any and everywhere that you can. But that may seem like a lot, like, oh my God, well, I can't post my video to Instagram. I can't post it. How do I do some of this stuff? And so that's what tonight's webinar is about, how to leverage some of these different platforms easily so that you're not having to spend a lot of work and not spend a lot of money to make it happen. And I don't care if you're doing one episode a week, once every 2 weeks, once a day, a lot of these things can be easily automated with a little bit of work and time on your hand to make things happen, okay? So here's another one. This is Voidian. Voidian actually gave this really nice image of the top 100 websites. So they had Google as number 1, Blogger number 27, Google is 16, YouTube number 2. They had a whole lot of different things. Facebook was number 3, and they kind of rank them in with a whole variety of things. So I'm not going to go through that, because if you go to Voidian.com, you'll be able to download this image and be able to see for yourself. But there's a lot of things. Now it all begins with having an episode. None of this stuff is going to help you if you don't have an episode. Okay. Now I've had people come to me and say, oh, I'm going to start a podcast. Well, don't say you're going to, just go ahead and do it. Record it. Okay. Now I take things a little bit differently than most people like, oh, I'm just going to record it with the audio. I think you need video today. And I'll get to that in a second. Okay. If you add video to your podcast marketing, it will do wonders for you. It will double your audience at least 100% more or more. And I've seen that by comparing it. When you look at just the listens and then also the same views on YouTube and Facebook Live and other things in the first year, it's literally doubled our audience. Now, why do I say that? Well, I have a little bit of an older audience, a little bit older tribe who's not really listening to podcasts as often. Now, podcasts, you look at the 45 plus crowd, is a much smaller ratio versus 25 to 35, 35 to 45. And that obviously the age group is changing. More and more people, elderly, or not elderly, more seasoned, I should say, older than 45 are starting to listen to more podcasts. It just takes time, right? Average number of listens is like 6 different podcasts a week. But I want to go where my audience already is. And my audience is in places where there's video. By video, I mean YouTube, Facebook Live, stuff like that. But video isn't as difficult as it used to be. The learning curve, so much easier, so much cheaper than what you have to have. You don't need to have a full, as I like to say, you don't need to have a full video crew. I mean, a lot of times you can use your smartphone. I could be using this whole Zoom tonight on my smartphone if I wanted to. With the help of a Logitech webcam, $49, Zoom. This episode that we're talking about here on the podcast live stream, it will be a podcast at some point. It's a video. Besides just a webinar, it's a video. And I record my podcast episodes using Zoom as well. Now, that's a cost, okay? But you have to realize that all the major things, the Facebook Lives, the YouTube Lives, the Instagram TVs, Twitter has even changed how they do stuff. LinkedIn is about to have LinkedIn Live. Everyone is including video and incorporating it. Skype is one of the biggest things out there too. BeLive.tv has been a pretty good service for some people to use Facebook Lives. I like Zoom that I'm using it because it gives me some options when it is working, when there's not a Facebook algorithm issue. It allows for me to really be able to share not only in one spot, but automatically share a couple other places. I'll get to that in a second. Okay. Now, you don't automatically have to record a video and share it while you're doing live. Some people I want to edit it. I want to make sure I don't goof up the first times. That's fine. I've used this feature as well to record it and then also release the video later, and I'll give you some options for doing that too, that you don't have to go live. I think it's smart to do, whether it's in person when you're doing it or using another service to rebroadcast that video or restream it at a later time. So what I do, and I'm just going to share with you what we do here at We Close Notes and the No Close Show podcast to really get out what we do. So I use Zoom to record the video. And what's great, when you hit the record button, when I finish up tonight, Zoom will let, about 30 minutes to 45 minutes after I finish this hour-long webinar, it'll say, hey, your video is ready to rock and roll. Your recording is ready to go. So I can actually go in and hit a button or two, just a couple buttons to either download just the audio file or download the video file as well. And that makes it really easy. Now, the nice thing is I can also take this video and use Zoom with a button or two. I could live stream it either to YouTube Live, my YouTube channel, or I could stream it to Facebook Live. Okay? Now, that's a really powerful thing. You can't do it to both, but I do like to share it to at least one of those for a variety of reasons. One, it's already out there and it's getting views and things like that. And the fact that I'm sharing it to YouTube, Facebook means it's content that's on Facebook, so Facebook likes to push that out to people. Same thing, if I'm sharing it to YouTube, the video stream, it likes to, if people start watching it, and it'll start drawing it, attracting people to it. Now, I can share this to a live Facebook group or a private Facebook group through Zoom. It's really kind of cool that way. Sharing it to YouTube, I can share it straight to one or two of my different YouTube channels if I need to, okay? But I really like it more so than anything else. It gives me a backup in case I forget to hit the record button. Honestly, it sounds like a simple thing, but I like it because it's easy to do. If I want to bring guests on, I can also have them log in here and we can share back and forth. You guys all registered for the webinar. For those that are on here, you're able to ask questions and communicate back and forth too, which makes it a really nice kind of thing, especially if I have guests on and I want to broadcast that I'm having guests on, to open it up to really allow, if I run out of questions, to bring questions from the audience. I can look over on Facebook as I'm sharing to Facebook Live and pick questions up from there as well too. So this is two of the big things: sharing to Facebook and sharing to YouTube. Okay, those are two big things what we're doing. And this doesn't mean I can't go back and edit those videos if I want to. I can go back and delete those videos if I want to. I don't think that's stupid, but it allows for me. I still have the audio file, which I then, as I said, field questions. I can also, if I want to be informational, I can use slides in a PowerPoint presentation like I am now to help get my point across in the video or the audio. One of the things that I've been doing a little bit more when I plan out a little bit more in ahead, when I have special guests that are coming on, I'll actually create a Facebook event to drive people to either A, register for the webinar, register so they can be on that Zoom call while I'm recording my podcast. So if I have a very interesting guest, somebody I think is going to add value that my live audience on Facebook will enjoy, I'll create an event and send it to them as well. Now, if I upload to Facebook, I'll get to how we upload to YouTube same in a second, okay? But like I said before, not everyone is always going to be listening to my podcast, whether it's an age or they just don't understand what the heck is a podcast or how they use the podcast apps to listen to it. That's okay. So that's why this has helped me, the video aspect of it, of doing this and not only just sharing my episodes live and then posting them to Facebook or YouTube. It's helped really grows my following on both those places. It helps me really grow an audience. It's really helped me grow followers, especially when I upload a lot with the YouTube videos. I've grown my YouTube following and subscribers by over 150 people just this last month. I had 149 opt in and start following me on YouTube alone, okay, in just June of 2019 alone. So I'm seeing 100, 150, 200 subscribers onto YouTube that follow me, that I can communicate with them on a regular basis. Is really, really valuable. So that's why the power of video is huge. Now, I know some people talk, well, I just want to use audiograms and I'll use a stagnant image. That's fine if you want to do that, but I really think you're losing the opportunity to connect and really have your audience get to know you and grow with you and get a chance to see who you are as an individual, get really to know you, build a lot of rapport that way, okay? I like posting also to Facebook or YouTube because it does allow for immediate release of the video. It gets it out, at least gets it out there, gets it going. Those that want to listen to it can start listening to it, watching those videos. Those people that like the audio part of the podcast, hey, great, we'll get to that later on, okay? Now, some important tools that we're using that I think you want to write down. And we'll dive into some of these websites later on and kind of walk you through them a little bit if we've got time. We don't go too late. But I use repurpose.io to speed up uploading to YouTube. Repurpose.io is relatively cheap. It links in. It looks and see any type of video that you do to Facebook with their algorithms. They can recognize that, and then you can pick to either A, I want to upload that to YouTube. Okay, and just a few buttons to make it really easy. So because one of the most annoying things before I knew Repurpose was I would have to download, when I did like Be Live videos, I'd have to download the Facebook video, and that can take an hour to download a video, and then have to re-upload it. Repurpose, once I'm done tonight, I'll just hit a button or two, change a couple of the titles, the keywords, put some links, and hit upload, and then I'll walk away, and it'll do all the work uploading to YouTube for me, which is really nice, okay? Now, for those of you who have that different groups out there that maybe you moderate or you're part of, like I've got a variety of different, I have my personal page, I have my entrepreneur page, I also have private groups. I use liveleak.net to share my Facebook Live video across different Facebook pages and groups relatively cheaply. It'll recognize, I can pick whichever Facebook page I'm sharing a live video to, and it'll automatically share it across those others. It'll also post onto, that I'm going live, it'll post it to Twitter and LinkedIn. So my Twitter following and my LinkedIn following will see that I'm going live and can be watching the video at the same time. So it's really a really cool thing. I had to give a big shout out to Repurpose and LiveLeap. I learned both of those from Podfest Expo 2018 over a year ago. Two things that helped me really revolutionize what we're doing and help me really grow an audience, okay? Now, if you don't want to go live and share it, but you still do the video, you can use Restream.io. This is a relatively cheap software as well that allow you to rebroadcast over a variety of networks, whether it's you want to reshare that, you can upload the video to Restream, and then you can pick it for it to go live on a Facebook page, live on your Twitter account, and live on your YouTube channel if you want to, or you can even post it like Twitch TV or a variety of other live streaming channels depending on what you're working on. Restream's really kind of cool. I've only dabbled it a little bit. But one of the things that I did is I recorded a lot of extra videos in May because I was going on vacation and I wanted to stay in contact with my audience. All right. So what I did is as I uploaded the audios to my podcast production team for them to release videos every day, or really, I'm not release videos, release episodes almost every day, so that I had a good month in May, record month. I also had those same videos correspondingly released those same days as well on Restream, and it shared it to Facebook. So it looked like my audience didn't know I was gone. I mean, some of them knew, but they said, "Oh, hey, there's another video going live on Facebook," and then it shared it across the same thing. So Restream.io is a really great way to kind of reshare that video. If you don't want to go live with it, fine, I get it. Some of the ladies worry about that stuff, or guys worry about that. Look, it's good to go live. If you don't, maybe you record something on your phone, interview somebody that you're in an area, maybe you can't go live, but you still record the video. You can upload the video to Restream and reshare that out live. Really cool feature and well worth it. Okay. And now, too, repurpose.io, Hanny over there has done such an amazing job with repurpose. It'll now take your videos and it'll log in, the help of Facebook. It'll actually help you with your captions and actually create really nice audiograms. Or you take your video and put the captions in there for you. He's got some just literally announced it like a week and a half ago. And it's included with your repurpose aspect of your account. So it's really a cool thing to help you drive more traffic and create some more custom videos. Okay. Now, what I do, mentioned before, that's the video side. What about the audio side, Scott? I take the audio file from Zoom, and then I upload the link to my production company, or I send them the link for the audio. And they go in there and they edit the audio. They take the uhs out of it, they add the headers and the footers to it, my intro, outro. If I have ads, they're also my host at podetize.com. They'll insert the ads and take them away as I need to. But they're really good about taking the audio and then sharing it across the board. iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play, Apple, Android, all the different things, Blueberry. They actually will even go into my website, log into my WordPress account, and upload the episodes there along with some other things that we'll get to. But this is a great, highly recommend you check out podetize.com, not only for hosting, but for a lot of your podcast production. You don't want to be doing $10 an hour jobs. They make me sound really good on the audio side by cleaning up. And if I have something I need to cut out, great. I just say, can you cut out that 5-minute mark here and tweak it? Okay. Now, oops, what did I do here? Give me 1 second here. Escape. I had to fix something here. For some reason, that did not animation. Okay. Let's go back here and share my screen again. All right. So we talked about these tools are great. Now, one of the things that I like to do is you also want to use the visual side. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all very good. Anytime you can add a picture to your post, it's going to drive engagement. It's going to drive people looking, driving people. We're such a visual mindset with things. So I like to do, especially if I'm doing an episode where I have a guest on, I usually film at from 11 to 12, and at 12 I work out with my trainer, and then I leave to go get lunch. Well, while I'm waiting for my lunch to come or my juice, I just take the headshot from either the Facebook video, a quick headshot, or I have a headshot of my guest, and I jump on a photo group and create a simple little infographic, okay? With my logo shared on there, and I take and share it to Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and I also share it to some different Facebook groups, okay? PhotoGrid is free. You can use a free version of it. It's really nice. Check out my Instagram account, and you'll see some of the posts on there as well, okay? Now, one thing we also do is we create, and me and my staff, we create custom episode thumbnails for Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube in Canva.com. Now, Canva.com is a very cheap website that has a lot of stock photos, stock images, and I'll share a couple of things that we do with it here in just a second, but it's pretty cheap. $12.99 a month, millions and millions of photos and things you can use to really make your images look nice. And we also do is we also create ego bait. What's ego bait? I'll show what ego bait is. Basically, what it is an image with a guest headshot, a quote, and my face in there. And we create this in Canva as well. But when the episode comes out on iTunes and stuff, we also send the email out to the guests with the ego bait, with the images. Say, hey, here's a couple, here's an image or two we create with a quote from you and the links. And we see people sharing those a little bit more often, or actually not a little bit, a lot more often, to really make some things happen, okay? Then we also take the same images and we post daily images to Instagram, Twitter, via buffer.com on those images to get people really interested, like on Instagram. We use buffer.com to post to Instagram and like, hey, link in bio. Because, if you go to your profile, you're allowed one link in your Instagram account. So, hey, we make that link either the newest episode or the episode just to the website that hosts them on, okay? Now, you can also, for those that are out there, you can also post to Pinterest. You can post to Reddit. Some people are posting to other blog platforms. We use WordPress as my main website, my main blog. I'll get to that in a second here. So I'll give you an example. So here's what we created. Created this yesterday with PhotoGrid by just taking Matt Wolf's photo that he shot me. I had my logo on the top part. All right. Created this in like less than 30 seconds. Very, very quickly to create. But it's also a nice image and a nice headshot. Okay. Use that in PhotoGrid. When we have a topic, we have a very similar format that we're using for our podcast. We have our logo on the top end, and we say, and the name, the 10 biggest credit myths with Merrill Chandler, and an image on there. And every podcast gets its own image. Now, this is something we use with our blog. We also will, Canva allows for us to tweak this image so it fits as a great thumbnail in the blog article. Now, what we also do with our YouTube channel is we tweak it up a little bit for the video thumbnail on YouTube, but we also use Vimeo as well. But YouTube, we create a nice thumbnail that's different on YouTube than it is on the podcast, so it draws people to it. Okay, we're very clear and specific on what we're talking about. Sometimes we'll use the headshot. If the headshot is different, we want to make sure. So if people are scrolling through YouTube, they see this information. They see the title and what's about. Or you got to realize they're looking on their phone. We want them to be able to see the title of that video in that 1-inch screen on their phone. So we use a variety of that. I will also use Canva. I will jump on iTunes and we'll pull the reviews from people, Stitcher as well, and we'll create a quick little, thumbnail like this in Canva. We can post to Instagram. We can post this to Facebook of testimonials. And then I talked about ego bait. Here's the simple of the ego bait. Dan Zatowski's a guest. So we do something. We pull something out of the podcast episode, either a quote or something we're saying, as a nice infographic to send to our guests so that they'll share it. Okay, we're talking good about them, not just us. It allows for a lot of clickbacks. Just people like, oh, I see Dan spoke here. Let's come back. Okay, does that make sense so far with how we're kind of using those images for thumbnails and other types of traffic across Instagram, across LinkedIn, and other things just to get the word out. I mean, those are just images. Everybody likes images. Can we agree to that? Images are paint 1,000 words. And the more images you can do, the better. Now, a lot of people, a big mistake I made early on, when I do video or YouTube, I wouldn't change my YouTube thumbnail. I just leave it be. So half the time it looked like I had a stroke face, or as it never catches you in a good smiling mode. I'll catch you saying something, and I talk a lot with my hands. So it always caught me doing something. It didn't look good, and I could go in and change the thumbnail to an image if I want to, but I think making an image allows for it to be universal. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you see that almost all the videos, provided like the most recent ones we've uploaded, all look very uniform, similar fonts, similar logo, so it gives people an opportunity to make it really easy. Now I'm a big believer that you've got to blog about it. It's just not the audio side. It's just not the video side. You've got to hit them with another third sense, okay? Now, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to blog. I don't want to write a blog about my episode. That's fine. You don't have to. What we do is we take the video or the audio file, and then we send it to rev.com. Now, rev.com, one of the easiest ways to transcribe. They actually have a mobile app, too, if you want to do it and take notes from an event. I've used it for there where it'll send you a transcription. But we can send either the audio file or the video file, and they're usually really good about turnaround time, usually less than 24 hours. But it cost me $1 a minute. So you got a 30-minute episode, yes, it can cost you $30. You get an hour-long video, like often ours, it's $50 to $60. But it becomes very, very valuable for a couple of reasons. Okay, take that transcription and we create a full blog on our website with a link to the video and a link, or with those infographics we talked about, we create in Canva, as a really nice blog on our website. And the fact that we're able to upload a 30-minute to 20-minute, an hour-long conversation really boosts the SEO optimization. You get a lot of great Google juice versus just putting a short little thing, or the hour by hour or minute by minute thing. I think it's a waste of time. We also take the transcription and the image, okay, that we created for a blog, and we go to LinkedIn, and we create an article in LinkedIn, or post in LinkedIn about, hey, here's our most recent article, here's a couple paragraphs, here's a link to the actual audio to increase your downloads. And we often, every day, I log in my LinkedIn account, people like this, people like this, people like this, they like the video, they read it, and it's really doing really good stuff, okay? As I say, show notes, a lot of people will just type in show notes, very brief. You lose so much of that Google juice, those keyword search terms on any search engine, by really shrinking it down. I know this is the thing that costs us the most amount of money with their podcast. It's the actual transcription side, but it pays off. Like my website, before we started doing this, we'd have about 1,500 views, 1,500 hits a month. Now it's over 12,000 hits a month. Plus, I rank really, really high on keywords in my audience. And I've leveraged hitting so high on my keywords to names and vendors and other people that we work with on a regular basis. I've taken that information and said, hey, I think you would like to be a sponsor for my podcast because we use your terminology a lot. I'd love to put some backlinks to you. I'd love having you to pay me, and we'll make sure we add even more to it. Because that's one great way that we've helped monetize a podcast. I don't know about seat per cost per thousand, the click per thousands. It's literally people are seeing the impact. Oh, yeah, you are getting a lot of search engine, and we want to be able to get that back clicks to them, or have their name brought up because they're starting to see we're attracting a lot of people to that blog. It also works in the keywords in Google Juice. A lot of times you type in some of my vendors, I rank higher on Google searches and Yahoo and all the searches than they do because we have so much of their information coming out. All right. And also when we have guests on, things that we rank high because you do the full transcription. It's not just show notes. Okay. Now, one big thing that you should all do is, I'm a big believer you should contact your list. We're all growing an audience, right? This is one thing we've done in the past, done well, and we need to get better at it, especially since I'm back now from vacation. Definitely want to do more of this as we've done before. We send out weekly email updates via email, obviously, via MailChimp or Infusionsoft. And one of the things we've been doing is, okay, what episodes went live this week? Not just the videos, but what episodes went live that people can listen to. So we'll literally go into and say, hey, catch up on the newest episodes this week. And so if any episodes that went live, whether it's 3 or 5 or 2, we'll put a link in there for them to listen, a link to the video on YouTube if they want rather watch it, and a link to the blog. They can read it, they can listen to it, they can watch it, whichever one they want. And we'll do it for the 3 to 5 days. Pretty easy to do once you've got that stuff, because you've got the iTunes link or your website link. You should always be sending it back to your website, not to iTunes, so you don't have that traffic. But anyway, weekly update via email. It's an easy way to get an extra few hundred or 1,000 downloads over a weekend. Now, one thing about an email blast to your audience, you're only going to see about a 20% open rate, okay? And probably only about a 4% click-through rate, right? But still, email is still proven to have a 4,400% return on investment for the more that you use it. So use email, share what's going on. It's another way to get the word out. Often, if you're paying for it, you might as well use it, okay? Get it out to your audience, get it to your database, and say, hey, here's the newest episodes of the podcast, okay? Now, what you also may want to do with your email list is, if you have guests coming on, some people have different guests throughout the week. I'll do this sometimes as I'm planning my week out a little bit more in advance. Hey, I've got this guest today, this guest this day. Here's the time we're going to have them, all right? Hey, why don't you go, if you want to join us live for that, click here to register. Like you guys register for this webinar, those that are on here. Put a link in there where they can register, okay? You can actually, in Zoom, it allows for you to tweak the opt-in link, so depending on where you post it. So like if I post this to LinkedIn, I have a different opt-in link. If I post it to Facebook, different opt-in. For those of you that signed up for this off of Podcast Business Journal, I gave them a different link just for that, so I can see how many people clicked on it, how many people opted in. So it's a really great thing to kind of drive some live audience and kind of say mini live events as well too. Now, I'm a fan of text messaging too. If you've got a big audience, you've got episodes coming out on a pretty regular basis, you can set up, there's some great SMS services that you can send out to your audience if you've got their phone numbers. And text messages have an 85% open rate. All right? Big thing. When we do our regular webinars for our real estate side on Monday nights, we send out about somewhere around 1,000 text messages, and it's a good opt-in rate. It adds another 25-30% opt-ins to the webinar at night. Okay, that's big. We only do it 30 minutes before we go live with that, and so that helps people really register. And it's a reminder too that they can watch on their phone. Same thing. I think it's a great thing to send out text message. Hey, the newest episode's available. You can listen to it now. Okay. I like Mobit.com. It's something I love doing. Maybe you've seen this before on some of our videos or heard me say it before. Hey, if you want to get more information on note investing, text the word notes to 72,000. Hey, you want to get in our deals? Text the word deals to 72,000. It's a great way to help people opting in and then also be able to reach back out. Because once they opt in, then we grab their phone number and then also their email address and their first name or last name, whatever you want to be able to maximize that list. But it's a great extra way to boost your audience, okay? Now, some other places to market. Meetup groups, meetup.com. Some of you that are big into different things. There's meetup groups all across the country for different things in your areas. And we've just started doing this, taking and posting to different meetup groups in different parts of the country on our podcast, or if we have a specific subject in an area or somebody's big in that area, we'll go post there. Like I've posted to some different meetup groups about this and different podcast groups in different meetup groups to get registered and get people opted in as well. Obviously, there are a lot of Facebook groups out there. I mean, every industry, so many different niches out there. There are some very large podcasting Facebook groups you can join: Podcast Movement, Podfest, Boost Your Podcast, Centex Podcasters Meetup, or Centex Podcasters Group is one I would highly encourage you all to join. 50K Club. There's a lot of them out there that are great, have big followings that if you join them, are often will allow you promote an episode or your episode of the week or something like that. So this is a great way that we're picking up a few extra hits to our podcast downloads. Okay. LinkedIn groups. I don't think a lot of people are taking advantage of different LinkedIn groups that are available out there to post stuff. If you've got a podcast in a specific niche, check out and see if there's a group, custom group on LinkedIn, that you can post to. It's free. Different industry websites are often available. Like we use a lot. Biggerpockets.com is a real estate website that we post on a regular basis. I only can post basically 2 promotional things in a week. So we post 2 newest episodes of the week get posted there to drive traffic to it. If you weren't here last week, you should go back and watch the replay of what Adam Schweibel said about using Instagram TV. Instagram TV, great thing. One of the things that we're going to be doing more so is as videos come out, I'm going to be filming short Instagram TV videos because it allows for you to put a link in there into your Instagram TV description. And we'll be using that to get people to go back to and listen to the video. Okay. Now your videos don't have to be long. They can be very, highlight. Hey guys, I got my newest episode that just came out. And why do you want to listen to it? Or have you ever dealt with this? Hey, you want to check out this episode? Listen to the episode from Matt Wolf about travel. If you ever wanted to live abroad for a year and still work here in the United States, check out this episode. Simple things about asking, have you ever thought, or the why, or have you ever? Those are great tips that he gave. And Instagram TV is a great way to share that out there too. And the fact that it allows you to put a link in the video is a great way to share, not the video to get people excited about, but also linking back. Press releases. I would necessarily wouldn't do this on a regular basis, but maybe something you do once a quarter, maybe once a month maybe. Press releases can be, get a little expensive sometimes, or you can buy them in bulk. We've done this on occasionally, usually about once a quarter we'll send out a press release, and it helps we'll see an increased impact over the next week and a half of that press release being out for a variety of reasons. So when we've had really big guests on, or we've had a milestone, we've used this to promote our podcast, and it's helped out as well. It's been well worth it, okay? Another thing, I heard this from somebody, and they're using it when they have a very geographically located podcast. Like if it's just Austin-based or there's an event going on, they'll actually jump on Craigslist and post, hey, live event, live podcasting event, or come on out or listen in. And then, different events things, it's free to post to Craigslist. So this is something that we've just toyed around with recently. Actually, I'm pleasantly surprised when somebody hasn't gone in and spammed it, okay? But it's free. If you've got a very geographic location, you do something regularly or you're going out, hey, what a great way to have an event take place where you're going to be at and bring out your followers and drive some more traffic, okay? Buffer. Buffer.com is a great website. It's an auto scheduler, okay? Now, a lot of people get all excited about new episodes, but they forget about their previous 40, 50, 100 episodes. So one thing that I have to give a big shout out to Ruby Freeman and then also Doug Sandler, two of my podcasting friends. They do a tremendous job of reposting interviews and past episodes in their buffer that gets reposted again and again and again to Twitter, and often gets posted again to Facebook. So those are huge things that I think are really, really valuable to repost to Twitter, because not everybody sees your Twitter feed, okay? Somebody told me the other day that your Facebook feeds only have like a 5-hour lifespan. So that's why you may want to post on a regular basis, more than once, especially with throwback episodes. So it's easy to, hey, throwback Tuesday to the episode we did a month ago, to the episode we did July 19th, because that's something you can easily do in Buffer to copy, paste across different times of the day or different days of the week or different times of the month as you schedule stuff out. So you really schedule that your episode to be shared 6 times in 6 weeks or 6 days, whatever. And just making sure to tag your guests and talk about the topics in there. So that's a really great thing that we've done. We're not using as much as we should, but it's a really great thing to reschedule other things, okay? You have to post at different spots. I think we all know that. Some people listen to audio. That's the podcasting platforms. That's great. Some people watch. They're visual. They want to watch YouTube or Facebook or Twitch. A lot of people will watch your YouTube videos on silent or listen to headphones with their work. Or they may not listen to an audio podcast, they'll watch a video, okay? Some people will read. Some people like to old-fashioned read on the stuff, and I've seen this happen quite a bit. We've had people have shared with us that, hey, I like the fact that you put the whole blog in there, especially if I don't have a chance to download the whole article. I can still go on and read your episode faster than I can often listen or watch. And some people really like that, okay? More importantly, you want to own that traffic. You want to own that traffic and share this out there so that traffic catches up. They like out the stuff they're putting out, and they come back to either your website or your podcast, okay? It might take you some time at first to do this, okay? But I will tell you this, it's well worth the time and effort over time to build that forest, one tree at a time. It takes time. It's not going to take you 30 years, but if you add one little thing a day or one little extra thing with each episode you do, you can really grow dramatic tribe and a bigger tribe exponentially relatively quickly, so that at the point you're not climbing the stairs. May have been hard the first time to do it, but eventually at some time you're staying on the top like, hey, that was not easy. I can get through this relatively easy. And it's not that hard. Once you start messing around with some of these websites we talk about, it's very, very easy to copy, paste, share, boom, hit a button, upload, and go from there, okay? So one thing I have before I dive into some of the websites, I've actually put together, I've done this before for my note investing and my real estate stuff. I put together a 30-30 matrix. What is 30-30 matrix? Well, basically it's 30 to 31 days on the left-hand side here, and then across the top are 30 different activities you can do to promote your podcast, okay? Now, are you going to do all 30 of those things every day? No, you're not. But if you've got something, it gives you an idea, hey, maybe I'm going to post to Instagram today. Tomorrow I'll do posting to Buffer. Or the next day after that, I'll go to Meetup and post there. Or, hey, once a month, I'll do a press release. Or, hey, I need to get my email out this week, once a week. So it's designed to be a nice tool for you. I know a lot of people have used this. They print it out. They put it next to their wall, or they give it to their marketing assistants or their VAs, or they just keep it themselves and they just check off, hey, I did this week and did this week. The idea is if you're doing 3 things to market on a daily basis, that's 90 points. If you can have 90 points, okay, some things you're going to do every day, some things you're going to do once a week, once a month. It's going to give you an A for marketing. You consistently do things and market your podcast or do a variety of things, you're going to see a lot better. Now, there's some things on here like attend a live event. Maybe it's going to your local meetup group or going to a local club and get up, hey, I have a podcast, love for you guys to listen to it. Or I have on here vendor spotlight. We use a lot of vendors in our business, so I'll throw a spotlight out to my vendor or somebody I will use, and I'll send them a, hey, would you mind sharing this to your audience that we promoted you? So our vendors do that. They share to their audience, which in turn listen to us, and it's a very good symbiotic relationship. So if you'd like a copy of this, I'm glad to email it to you, or you can do one of two things. I'd love for you, if you want to go, you can see how I use Mobit to get people to opt in by texting the word notes to Sunny 2000. Okay. And it'll send you a link and slides. And if you do this tonight or here the next few days, I'll send you the link to these slides, and I'll send you a copy of the Excel 30/30 matrix so you can tweak it for each month for you. No cost. It's free to do. Just pull out your smartphone and text the word notes, NOTES, to the phone number, Sunny 2000, hit send. It'll send you back a link. The only trouble I've seen is you have an AT&T phone. Sometimes you have to go in and adjust that you're able to receive text messages in your focus. If it doesn't work for you, shoot me an email at scott@weclosenotes.com, and I'll be glad to send this to you. The replay, the slides, and the 30/30 first thing in the morning when I get in the office. Okay, or first thing when I see this if you send this in after, if you're watching the replay of this. That still stands for you. Okay? So text the word notes to Sunny 2000. I'll send you the link to the slides, the video, and the 30/30 matrix for you to be able to use. Now, one of the things, any questions before I dive into some of these websites and do a quick overview of some of the things that we do so that you guys can kind of see some things. I already got the websites open behind the PowerPoint here so we can do quick stuff. But any questions from those of you that are on the call tonight that you'd like for me to discuss before we dive into that? Hi, Wayne. Hey, Dr. Wilson. Hey, George. Hey, John. Hey, Marianne. Hey, Mira. Hey, Nana. Hey, Ray. Hey, Rick. Hey, Chris. Hey, Steph. Good to see some repeat names out there. Okay. So no questions then? All right. So let's do this. Let me in my slide share. Stop share. And then we'll do a new share. All right. So here we go. Google. All right. So one thing here. Oh, we did have a question here. Thanks, Mira. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So if you go to my website, weclosenotes.com, everybody should have their own website for their blog. And I honestly think it's best to host it. So I have a WordPress account, and I have my website in here. And one of the great things that we did, we put this plugin at the bottom where people can listen to the newest episode as it gets uploaded. So they can literally go here and listen to 482, fast forward straight from our website, okay? And they can also subscribe very easily over your right side. So really easy way to opt in. Now, what we did, I've got a couple different podcasts about what we do, but what we do with the blog here, the blog is talked about the transcription. So you saw this is the 482, the episode, the image, okay? We do a short paragraph, 481, another image from a previous episode, short little paragraph. You click there to read more, and this takes them over to the full transcribed blog. So there's a little paragraph, a link to listen to it and to subscribe as well, okay? And then we get into the full episode. We did a top 10 list with Meryl on subject. That's why it's 6, paying your bill. So we just did that with images inserted. My production team does this for me. But it's pretty easy. If they're using Rev, they're using a transcription service, so you can just copy, paste it, and look over it and read it. But this is such good SEO optimization, okay? Such great stuff that people ask. And then also at the bottom down here, what do we do down at the bottom? Okay. We put we put important links important to Meryl and things that are going on. Links we talk throughout the episode. We put Meryl's bio, his infographic, and then we also put love the show, wait for people to subscribe, and other ways how they can join the community. So how people can follow. Okay. And pick the text. So one of the great things, my production company does a lot for me on this. But I think you should always have a little bit about your bio. You want to have a picture of the guy or the gal that's on your show, the guest, and also links to have people opt in. Now, what's great is often you can set this up where this just automatically posts at the bottom of your stuff. I'm not a WordPress expert, but I tell you, having somebody that does the production makes me look a whole lot better than I would do it, and they add a lot of great things to it that really help me out. But that's our blog. And just think, look how big it is. It's like 12,000 characters for an hour 45 or a 45-minute to 60-minute episode. Okay? But that's a good article, You can see they created a different infographic versus the square in Canva. This one's a little bit, it's more of a presentation mode. So this looks better on Twitter. This also looks better on LinkedIn. So I'm going to go over to LinkedIn so you guys can see that as well. Okay. Oops. All right. So I go to LinkedIn. It's constantly going to, immediately going to show me once I log in here. All right. And then click on notifications. And I got 4 notifications. And you see here, Megan Randolph liked a post. And this was a post that Shannon did through Buffer. She actually set this up through Buffer, so it automatically posted to Instagram for an event we have coming up. All right. She did that in one spot, along with posting it to Twitter, posting it to Instagram, posting to Facebook. That made sense. Now, you can see people, and then down here, Kevin Shortle liked our article. Okay. Click on here. And this is where we post our articles. We create articles here on LinkedIn, which has the infographic for the blog. And it's an easy posting. Very much stuff as well. Now, another nice thing that's pretty cool is we go home here. Say I want to write an article. That's just a post from Buffer into it with a link and an image. I've got 83 articles, drafts that are ready to rock and roll here. So like this one, Shannon went in, took the transcription, and took the image, performing notes of Desi Arnaz, the first couple paragraphs. Oh no, yeah, first 5 or 6 paragraphs, and then a link to the full article here on LinkedIn. So we're posting just the image, but then also posting a short article, and I'll just go ahead and publish it. And I can share this to my network on LinkedIn. I can also, it'll allow me to share it to Facebook and Twitter straight from here as well. But we've got quite a few episodes backed up that we share on a pretty regular basis. So I like sharing on LinkedIn. It's great. It's professional. People read it. And you have a lot of the higher, if you're trying to attract a more professional audience, I think you should really be sharing, we're not sharing the videos, we're sharing, the transcriptions and the link to the audio here. Videos are also good to share as well. We share sometimes. LinkedIn likes to see more of their short videos uploaded to LinkedIn. Most of my videos are longer than the short 10 to 15 minutes they allow to upload, so I'm usually just uploading a link to that. But if you have a shorter podcast or you want to cut your episodes up, you can do that as well. Now, I like another website we talked about before is Repurpose. Okay, this is where I can share a video, live stream to Facebook, and Facebook will pick it up, create once and publish everywhere. That's the beautiful thing on here. So it's great about, I'll log into this. I did an episode earlier, so I have some different things I share. So I did a interview with my buddy Gary Boomershine on my business Facebook page. So business Facebook to YouTube. Okay, so I go to view my videos. And Repurpose will recognize and see, oh, I did 2 episodes today. I did one with the Bird Chronicles with my buddy Jason Bird this morning, and then I did one this afternoon. So instead of me downloading and have to re-upload, I can just click on the publish side of things here. I publish the Bird Chronicles with Jason Bird. Okay. I can pick some specific stuff. It picks up. I can program it to automatically get more information at WeCloseNotes.com. It'll pick up what I typed into the Facebook Live here. And then also I've got my preset keywords uploaded in here so that when it uploads it to YouTube, it'll automatically put those keywords in there, this link, the title, and then the wording in here. If I want to take time and upload a YouTube thumbnail, I can do that if we've done that. But most of the time, I'll just go ahead and get it uploaded and hit publish now. And now it's getting uploaded, okay? Getting uploaded to there, and it's all perfect and good to go. So I don't have to spend time I just have to go back, change the thumbnail now if I want to, okay? Now, what's really good, you can set it to be manual upload or automatic. So if you're starting a new channel, a new video, new Facebook videos, you can set it to automatic do it, and anytime you upload it, it'll automatically do it. You'll need to go in and tweak a few things, but if you got the same presets, great stuff, okay? But one of the things I did, I set it to automatic when I was traveling and started uploading all these other videos that were way old that I didn't want. I was like, I need to go back to this. So it's really a beautiful thing do that. Now you can create different workflows, okay? So if I'm going to create a new repurposed workflow, I'm going to just say podcast live stream. But where do I want the input to come from? If I want the input, set your input type. I can do an audio podcast feed, so I can just pull it from audio. I can do a Facebook live feed. Live videos or Facebook videos. I can pick whichever one of those three I want. Let's just say Facebook live video. Live, and not just straight. And then choose an input, connect personal Facebook, or I can pick my personal profile. Okay. And then import videos from where I want it to go to. So personal profile, or Facebook group, or a Facebook page. Say Facebook page. And I'll select, okay, all the different pages I have. So if I'm live streaming to a video straight to the No Close Show podcast, okay, I can hit next, and I'll choose an action, upload the video, or I can convert the video to audio, okay? We'll just do an audio thing. We'll just strip it out, and I just upload it myself, okay? Or I can just do snippets. If I just want to do snippets, I can pick which snippets I want, which is pretty freaking cool. Let's just say full video. Hit next. And then I choose an output connection where I want it to. I want to go to my personal Facebook page. I want to go to my YouTube channel. I want to upload to Binge Networks. I want to upload to my business page. I want to upload it to my other page, or I can, business to YouTube. I have business accounts or personal accounts. So I can add other things to it as well. Okay. So I'm not going to put this one in here, but it's really easy just to pick and plug and choose what you want with repurpose. Okay. Really cool. Very, very cheap, and they got some really cool stuff that I haven't even dived into, putting in the transcriptions and your captions into the videos as well too. So we'll get to more of that later on. But anyway, that's repurpose. Now, like I said before, where is Live Leap here? Live Leap allows for me it recognizes when I do a Facebook Live video in one page and will share it based on whatever I want. Okay, so I'm logged in to Live Leap here. I can do a Facebook Route Manager. So this goes over here. Oh, I got to log in with Facebook because it's been sitting here for about an hour. Facebook Route Manager. All right, I want to pick up a podcast route from either my personal page or 3 of my business pages. It'll share it from either one of those four, I guess you'd say Facebook groups, pages. It'll then share it to other Facebook pages. It'll also share it to other smaller 40 Facebook groups I have. I created little note investing groups in Detroit, in Indiana, in Chicago. So it'll share to those. Like I said, it'll share it to my Twitter account. I'm going live. It also then shares it to my LinkedIn account. Say Scott Carson's going live as well there. And so it's really kind of cool to set all that stuff up as well. So it's a great, great service. It automatically shares. I don't think automatically they're manually shared, automatically shared to 3 or 4 spots out there. So Live Leap, well worth the price to do that. And then we talked about Restream, which allows you to multi-stream. And so Restream, like I said, I have it set up for my Facebook, my YouTube, my Periscope account with Twitter. It'll share it there. I can create. What's great, I can do scheduled events. So I can upload my videos onto Restream here. The different membership levels allows you different things. So like I have 0 scheduled events. So let's say I want to schedule an event. I'm going to pick an event here, schedule an event, getting started in notes. I'm going to use the getting started in notes video I have up there. Let's say I'm going to have this go live on the 22nd. I'm going to pick a time. All right, I'm going to change the title if I want to. And click and hit the advanced stuff on here. I can pick which ones I wanted to go to. If I want to go live across Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, great. If you already uploaded the video to YouTube, I wouldn't recommend upload it to it, okay? You can have it repeat, which is pretty cool. Repeat 10 times, okay? That's a paid feature. But the interval is 60 minutes. Repeat every 60 minutes. And it's a really kind of cool thing if you want to repeat again and again and again, okay? And then schedule, and then you're good to go. I have this right now. I've downgraded to just where I have 5 slots for 5 events. And so it's like 5 days, Monday through Friday. All right? If you want your video to go live, that's a great thing. Upload your 5 videos and schedule it to go live, Okay. You can actually do it a whole live event. One thing we're doing for International Podcast Day is we're going to be filming short episodes with some of our podcasters. And then I'm going to be setting up so that all day on September 30th, it's a Monday, an event, we have a new video go live each 20 to 30 to 40 minutes, and they go live. We're sharing it across the board. So I'm really excited about that. It's kind of a cool thing if you've got videos and other things you want to do. So question here from somebody. Yeah, no problem here. So that's repurpose. And then we talk about Live Leap, schedule.io. Zoom, here's a registration like you guys registered for tonight podcast for the live stream. I use this if I'm doing a live event, I'm going to do a live stream to Facebook. I can go in here, and if I'm going to share different places. So you see I shared this to Meetup Group. Okay, and so I had 22 visitors that clicked on the link and then 4 that registered. My email blast out, 441 clicked on it, 99 people registered. Posted a different Facebook group, 19 people clicked on it, 8 signed up. Podcast Business Journal, 42 people clicked on the link, 9 signed up from there. And then I have these other things ready to rock and roll. I have a different link for those. So this is a really cool thing to set it up. I've got 121 registrants for the podcast as of tonight. And then I can go back into and actually see and download that list of registrants, first name, last name, email, phone number, or whatever, or where they're located. That helps me build my audience. It helps you build your audience. So you post something, hey, join me for my live podcast. It helps you grow your email audience out there as well. So that's why I love Zoom. Occasionally there's a few bugs with Facebook linking to where you can live stream it to. Usually if Facebook doesn't work, then I just flip it over and live stream it to YouTube. And then use repurpose.io to reshare it to Facebook. So questions, comments, concerns out there, everybody? We're just past just under 8:15, so just under an hour, 15 minutes. Hopefully this was valuable to you. Like I said, if you're interested in getting a link to the slides or an outline of a lot of the stuff that you can use, just shoot me a text message. Shoot me an email, scott@weclosenotes.com, or you can text the word notes to 72,000. We'll make sure and get out the 30/30 matrix to you. So any other questions, comments, concerns, anybody? Thank you for taking time on your Wednesday night to join us here. Thank you for those that asked questions. And like I said, next Wednesday night, the next podcast live stream, we actually have Darren Adams join us from keep.com talking about some of the ways that you can use your email list or some of the ways you can help with the opt-ins to be able to communicate with your audience and your podcasting tribe out there. So 7 o'clock Central, Wednesday night. Yeah, I guarantee you're going to enjoy it. Darren's a dear friend and has helped us out dramatically in not only our podcasting business, but also our real estate business with a lot of our CRM and some of the email tools that we use to continue communicate, touch base, and really wow our audience. So other than that, that's all I've got for tonight. No questions. Have a great evening. Enjoy your weekend. And we'll see you at the top, everybody. Bye.